Hey guys, Chris here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage, and PJ is mic'd up too.
That's Chris.
That's right.
PJ.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, exciting news. 5 days left for you to enter to win.
5 days.
Thank you for that visual aid there, PJ. To win the Cadillac CTS-V over
Chris,
there.
you have a lot of colorful cars behind you.
I do. I'll tell you why in a minute. This time I promise to tell you. The Cadillac, 5 days left. Get your entries to win at www.dreamgiveaway.com. 5 days left, 640 horsepower. Make it your daily driver. Make it your dream come true. Help out those charities now, and I hope you have the winning ticket. So 5 days left on that. Today's episode, Car Wars. You know, I never met anybody from Star Wars. You know, I met a lot of people in rock and roll. Never met anybody from Star Wars at all. Have you, PJ?
No, I have not.
Yeah? Okay. I'm sure there's who knows, maybe I'll meet a Wookiee someday. We'll see. Anyway, so today we're going to be comparing the prowess, the potential, the horsepower, and possibly even which car would be faster in the quarter mile. Today, Super B versus Impala.
Dun, dun, dun.
And what's interesting, and I don't know if you know this, PJ, but both of these cars spent the early part of their lives racing quarter miles. That's exactly what they were built for. Super B over on this side. That's why the miles are so low on that, only 27,000. And over here, we know the Impala was a factory drag racer, not only because of the special order engine in it, but there were some articles written on this car back in the 80s and the 90s in the car magazines, back when car magazines existed. And they talked about finding this car with tow hooks on it so they could get it to the racetrack and back. So we know both of them were bona fide drag racing cars back in the day. But which one was quicker? We'll get to that before the end of this episode. But first we're going to answer the question, which one of these cars is longer?
Longer.
Okay, so PJ, I know you've got a camera in your hand, but I'm going to ask you to go ahead and to hold that tape measure.
I am going to put it kind of.
And I'm going to walk all the way over here, and I'm going to shout out the length here. I'm already up to 16 foot. Just
go down a little bit lower. There you go.
Just a hair over 17 foot, about 17 feet 1 inch. Okay. Now we're going to take that very same tape measure. We're not going to change any of the increments on here. And we're going to walk on over here to the Impala. And we're going to see which one is longer. Same thing, PJ. You're doing great up there at the front of the Impala. Oh, which one do you guys think is longer? I already know the answer here.
John says Super B.
Ah.
He's counting on his fingers over there.
That's right. Okay. I've got the answer.
How many feet? What do we got?
Both of them are 17 feet long, but one of them is longer by 2 inches. Which one is it, guys? Is it the Impala or is it the Super B? I'll give you the numbers again. Excuse me, one is longer by 3 inches. So we've got one of them is 17 feet 1 inch. One of them is 17 feet 4 inch from bumper to bumper, from front to rear. You guys guess which one is longer, that 66 Impala or that 69 and a half 446 pack Super B?
Kathy thinks it might be the Impala.
Yeah? Who else thinks it's going to be the Impala? I want to put this tape measure aside. PJ, show those cars. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I'll be right back, I promise.
All right, so yes, it does look like a box of crayons here that John said.
Oh, and what a great nice little box of crayons. Please don't eat the crayons, and please don't eat the cars. All right, guys.
Got that new crayon smell, right?
Oh, that's right. All right, guys, which one is longer? One is 17 foot 1 inch. One is 17 foot 4 inch.
Nathan says the Impala all the way. They've always been long cars.
Okay.
Eric Cook says the Impala as well.
You guys keep guessing on that, and I'm going to talk about engines.
Well, we want to know who's going to win in a race, going down the quarter mile.
We're going to get to that, but to understand that, you got
cliffhangers everywhere. You got the length,
everywhere.
who's going to win.
So, both of them are big block cars. 440 cubic inches in the Super B with the 6-pack induction. PJ, you know what that means. Means there's some
air.
cans of Coca-Cola on the top, right?
Exactly.
No, means there's 2 barrels on there for a total of 1,350 CFM, if I'm correct. That's a whole lot of carburation, a whole lot of go-go juice being sucked down through that aluminum intake into that big block. Over on this side, 427 cubic inches. So on paper, a little bit smaller, but my guess is that that's been overboard, maybe 30 over. So that's probably pretty darn close in cubic inches. But I'll tell you what, that Impala has a top secret in the horsepower department. And now, after all these months of showing you that Impala, I'm finally going to reveal what it is. Guys, we have the dyno sheet on that Impala. And before I leave you with another cliffhanger, I'm going to answer the first question. Which one is longer?
Wait, before you go anywhere further here.
Yeah.
Lance Oil says, I thought the Vet was longer, LOL. John says, ponies on the Super B.
Okay.
Nathan says, Super B makes more power, right?
I'm going to get to that in a moment.
Jimmy says, wow, that Super B is the bomb diggity. I want it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so I want to know which vehicle's longer.
Okay, there you go. I'm going to answer it for PJ and for all you guys and gals out there who are watching us today. Impala, 17 inch 4 inches.
And that's not official, however.
17 feet, no, but it's unofficial with our tape measure. 17 feet 1 inch over here. So the Impala, 3 inches longer from bumper to bumper.
Think about that, 17 feet
17 feet.
for a car.
So yeah, so very, very close in length, but the Impala just edges it out just a tiny bit. So now we know which car is longer. Let's talk about power. Super B, 390 horsepower. But that intake and that induction system gets a whole lot of horsepower real fast in there. Now the Impala has a 427 cubic inch. We know that it's been bored over, so maybe it's around 440 as well. But here's the top secret the Impala has. You guys heard it here first because you watched this Facebook Live. We have the dyno sheet on this Impala, and do you know what that engine does? You guys are going to love it. 511 horsepower in the Impala. That's more than stock. It was 425 from the factory. Someone spent a ton of money on that engine, and it's dynoed at 511 horsepower. Now, which one do you think is going to win in the quarter mile?
Which one's heavier?
There's a good question for you. Weights are, believe it or not, pretty comparable between them. I believe that is about 4,200 pounds on the Super B. We'll have to look that up, in about 4,500 pounds on the Impala. So there is a little bit of a weight difference there. But think of it now, guys. We've now got 511 horsepower, verified horsepower, versus 390. Which one do you think is going to win that quarter mile? Before we answer that, now we have to talk about transmissions. Super B, 4-speed or automatic? PJ, do you know?
Let's go with automatic.
Automatic on the column. Wonderful torque flight 727. Drag racers love that 727 for bracket racing because it was so consistent back in the day. They could dial in at whatever their number was, and they could keep hitting that time, pass after pass after pass. By the way, when we're talking quarter mile times back in the 60s, we're not talking 9 and 10 seconds like we are in today's Hellcats and GT500s. We're really talking somewhere between the 13 and 14 second range for most of these muscle cars. So on this one, back in the day, what were the official numbers on it? About 13.8 in the quarter mile. Impala, we don't have official numbers on what this car ran with that motor because we can't find any magazine articles that give us those quarter mile times. And back in those days, the manufacturers didn't publish them like they do now, like they do with the new Hellcat. So we're going to have to use some other information to figure that out. But back to the transmission. We've got an automatic on this side. Impala. PJ.
White shifter
Oh,
knob.
and is it ever good
Four
looking?
speed.
Go show it. Go show it, PJ.
4-speed Hurst, right?
4-speed. I don't know if it's a Hurst shifter or not.
I think it
it's
is.
definitely a Muncie transmission, but is it a Hurst shifter? I don't see Hurst on there.
I could have sworn it was on there. Maybe not.
Nah, I don't think it's a Hurst shifter. I think it's a factory shifter, but not made by Hurst. With that being said, we now know we've got to, whoop, careful there. Now know that we've got a 4-speed manual here and an automatic there. So on one, you're counting on the transmission to make sure those shifts are on time at the right RPM. Over here, driver is responsible for getting those shifts on time. Now, which one do you think is going to win that quarter-mile race? Before we answer that,
Let's go to some comments.
let's go
We
to
got a
some
lot
comments.
of them. Nathan Higgins says, longer and more ponies blows my mind.
Yeah?
Eric Cook, no way when it came to the horsepower in
Yeah,
there.
511.
Jimmy says Super B is lighter, LOL. Impala has 4 more inches more metal.
More metal. Yep.
Nathan, now that the Impala entries are going to skyrocket.
Yeah?
Jim just says, hey guys, what's up? Love them all. Love to have the show. Love the Yellow Vet. Great show.
Yeah.
Kathy says, when you were asking who's going to win, depends on who's driving, which could certainly be.
That's certainly a factor as well.
Eric Cook says, take them out and race right now? I don't know about that.
Well, not right now, but PJ and I have talked about maybe taking them over to our local track.
I don't know if we're going to push these
Test them
cars,
too.
though.
I don't know if we're going to do that either.
Yeah, not these cars.
Not on a classic car.
Jimmy says those 4 inches could be a game changer.
Could be. Yeah, yeah. Maybe that 4 inches could be what trips that 13, 20 foot mark first, right?
Jimmy says Power Glide in the Impala.
No Power Glide. It's a 4-speed Muncie, an M20, a wide ratio.
Nathan, again, I believe the Super B has a better rear end for racing. I don't know.
That's an excellent point just being made right there. We'll get to that in a moment.
I don't know Mopar too much, but seems to be their trend.
Yeah. So let's talk about that Super B rear end. Back in the day, this had a 410 rear end, which would have given it an incredible advantage on that quarter mile. Because each shift through those 3 speeds on that TorqueFight 727 would have been optimized so that you were right at redline as you came through that quarter mile at trap speed with that 410 gear. Of course, you wouldn't want to take it out on the highway. Your RPMs would stay too high. But now that vehicle has a 354 gearing in it to make it a little bit easier on the street. What's the Impala have on it? The Impala has a 336 gear from the factory. So the Super B has a little bit of an advantage, not much, a little bit of an advantage in rear axle gearing. 354 versus 336. If this was 100% stock, again, we just told you the axle gear was changed, it would have had a huge advantage in that quarter mile. So what do we know right now, guys? Impala's a little bit longer. Impala has over 120 more horsepower than the Super B. But the Super B has a slight advantage on gearing. So.
And which years? We have 2 different years here.
Well, yeah, 69 and a half and 1966, but that makes no difference in the quarter mile.
Well, 3 years of technology, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, we're really talking the same era. So we're really not talking any big difference in technology. They're the same era. Okay, guys, tell you what, for us to know which car is going to be faster in the quarter mile, we're going to have to make an opinion. I can't give you a definitive answer because we can't put these cars head to head on the quarter mile. But I have a professional opinion on this, and I'm going to see if you guys agree with me or not. Now, you know I love Hellcats, and you know I love that Super B. Here's what my professional opinion is. You put these 2 cars next to each other with that Impala having 120 more horsepower, but the Super B only being 300 pounds lighter. Ready for this? The drama builds. The drama builds.
You're going to pick the Impala?
I'm going to pick the Impala in the quarter
Well,
mile.
David Webster sent us a link. I think you asked about the Impala quarter mile, and there's a link there from Motor Trend.
Oh.
66 Impala. So we'll have to check that out.
We'll check that out. But the question is, does the story in that link have the 427, 425 engine in it, or does it have one of the lower compression engines?
Benji says the Super B wins because it's green, and
there you go.
Green means go, and
green
red
means
means
go, and
stop.
red means stop.
Yeah, it makes perfect
So
sense.
the only way we're going to know for sure is to put them against each other in the quarter mile. You guys don't want us beating on these classic cars, so that's not going to happen.
Maybe if the winners decide to come together.
If the winners decide to come together, then we're happy to go rent the track, and then the winners can go ahead and see which car is faster.
Can't we just put them both on a dyno?
Well, but that's not going to tell us the answer. That's only going to tell us how much horsepower they have. Remember, that quarter mile is a combination of factors, including horsepower, including shift speed, including gearing, including tire size. A whole lot of factors to determine which one is going to be quarter.
Yeah, Nathan says power to weight ratio is the only thing left that would change that race result.
Yeah, I still think the Impala, guys. You're welcome to have a different opinion, and I'm going to respect that opinion.
David Webster says 16.8 in the quarter. I don't know if he's referencing that article, but depending on what you had for an engine.
Yeah, ask David. David, what engine do they have in that story?
Be interesting to find out.
Yeah, okay. And guys, if I read up on this and I'm wrong, then I'll come back tomorrow and tell you that I'm wrong. But I think the Impala, again, with 511 horsepower, is going to beat that Super B. There we go. Hey, PJ, no, you guys out there, you want a sneak peek?
Kathy's going to cover her ears.
You do that, Kathy. You guys want a sneak peek?
Kathy, we'll talk to you about this one later. If we're going to do a sneak peek. Because even a couple of comments were like, hey, I heard there's going to be a new giveaway coming up, and there is.
Hold on. Kathy, in real time, do you want the sneak peek or no? We'll let Kathy tell us.
I don't know if Kathy knows that we're launching that tonight.
Oh.
So, really kind of depends.
Kathy, code word dinosaur. Do you want a sneak peek or no?
She says eyes, so she's closing her eyes, so I guess we can do it.
Okay.
So everybody here, what are we going to show them?
All right, guys. Well, you know, we're waiting on the vet, so I'm going to give a lead in on this. This is going to wait until September 1st to launch. We decided to launch it a couple days early for you guys, so starting tomorrow. Lexi, are you paying attention, Lexi? Starting tomorrow, I'm going to give you the horsepower first. 702 horsepower.
702 horsepower.
Now I'm going to tell you this. It's got a Hemi.
It's got a Hemi.
Now I'm going to tell you this. It's got a supercharged Hemi. What could it be? What could it be? And you already heard me give a clue to Kathy that it has something to do with a dinosaur. What is it? What is it, guys?
Horsepower.
You guys guess. What do you think we're going to give away starting tomorrow? Come on. Come on. Dinosaur, 702 horsepower, and it's a Hemi.
Right.
What is it?
And you know Lexi certainly is definitely.
And Lexi, come on, Lexi.
She's not in today.
She's not in today for some reason.
Nathan Higgins says a Hellcat Jeep, maybe?
Nope, not a Hellcat Jeep.
Oh man, a lot of people lighting up the board here. TRX, TRX, TRX,
TRX, TRX, TRX. What do you think, guys?
Here it is.
What do you think? Here it is, our brand new giveaway. It launches tomorrow.
Don't get too close to the dinosaur.
Don't get too close to the dinosaur. Yeah, look at those teeth. TRX.
Look at that.
Look at this. Custom graphics from the great team in this Dream Giveaway Garage. 702 horsepower, about $90,000. This has 20 grand worth of factory options, including that ram bar that everybody wants this year.
This is quite the machine.
Quite the machine. 702 horsepower. Let's thank our current partners, Continental and Fab Fours, for helping us put together this TRX. And I'm calling it ammo green. I don't know if that's the correct color name.
Well, Benji says it's green, so he's buying entries.
It's definitely green. And Jonathan, you like green. Jonathan, get your entries for this as well. 702 horsepower. Get over to dreamgiveaway.com. Get those tickets to win the Cadillac. Starting tomorrow, you'll see the TRX on there. It's our latest and our greatest giveaway.
We had one question about Alex's. What was the plans for that gorgeous white Corvette behind us? Now you can.
Oh, we're waiting for the winner to whether we're transporting it or whether we're holding an awards ceremony.
Right.
So we're waiting for details on
And
it.
that one's already won, but we still have a
Already
chance
won.
to get into something that's got, what, 5 days left, right?
5 days left, Cadillac.
Cadillac,
Which
right
is
behind
also
you.
gorgeous and also white,
Way behind you.
but doesn't have, way over there, the CTSV. So get your entries for that. You guys saw the TRX. We always give you the sneak peeks here first on our Facebook Lives. And I'll tell you what, great cars over here as well. Let's wrap it up, PJ.
Okay. Everybody, thank you for watching
Thanks.
this one. This was a great one.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
I still want to
today.
know. I'm not going to be able to sleep all night about that Impala versus Super
Impala versus Super B. Ford versus Ferrari, Super B versus Impala. It only happens here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
B. See you next time, everyone.